It's Dragon Ball time! Hello and welcome to another figure view. Today we're going to have a look at the Figuarts Krillin in the battle clothes, or like the Frieza armor, or like the Saiyan armor, or like, well, the thing he wore, Namek. Continuing the lineup of the Namek figures, of the Frieza saga figures, which I think we're almost done with. We only got like the Frieza transformations, and I can't really think of anybody else. It's one of the iconic outfits, one of the iconic looks for Krillin, and obviously I had to get it, especially because here's on the box, spoilers, you actually have the battle damaged version. Kind of important aspect if you want to recreate like scenes from the show. Without further ado, let's have a look at the figure. Look at this angry, bald-headed little man, even though he's the strongest man on Earth. He also stands at about 11 centimeters to the top of his head, which means we are going up to 4.2 inches tall. Size comparisons. Here's Jolter, Naka, Michelangelo, the Figuarts Son Goku, Figuarts Gohan in the Saiyan armor, Krillin, the strongest man on Earth, and Darkseid. Overall, look and detail. So aesthetically, first and foremost, is it just me or is he like super duper wide? I mean, yeah, early Dragon Ball had the characters with like the really broad shoulders. I guess it somewhat lines up with the strongest man on Earth. Although, like, that's another thing. What's up with his giant head? I mean, again, he's a little bit younger, and the art style on Namek is a little bit different than it was later, but still, he's shorter, he's broader, and his head is humongous. So I don't know how to feel about that. Speaking of the hat, there's like a weird thing they did over here. They didn't paint the skin tone on the hat, on this hat specifically, but all the other hats, look at how, just look at the difference in the color of the hat. And obviously under the light, you just notice how the ring light is just radiating off of this one, and I don't know why they did that. Other than that, I mean, the paint on the figure does look good and it does look clean. I love the face sculpt in general. He doesn't have a nose, as he should. And then we go to the armor, which has a lot more of a glossy finish as well. So it does look shiny, which was the thing, I think, with his armor. It really changes from armor to armor, like the white ones. They're like a lot more matte. And I feel like the light brown gold-ish color going on over here has like a little bit of glossy, no, not really glossy, but metallic in it. There's some sparkles in it, and I think it looks good. Then we got some bleeding in the pants, also nice muscle work though, and all these weird panels, which I'll get to once I look at the articulation. And down to the boots. Yeah, not really that much to complain when it comes to the paint. The paint that is there is applied nicely and there's barely any bleeding. But let's have a look at the articulation. Oh boy, what happened here? So first and foremost, you have the head, which is on a ball hinge. And if you take this off, I hate this joint. I hate this big lump that's kind of sticking out. But you do have a ball hinge in there, and you can rotate that out to the side if you want some more side-to-side movement. But yeah, I feel like the connection with this thing, you really have to give it a good push to even get it on there. And even if it's on there, it's just like, it's not the most stable one. But yeah, it goes back and forth, does tilt side to side as it is a little bit, but as I was saying, if you take the head off and you move the ball joint to the side, you get some more side to side. Also, you do have neck articulation. Let me actually take the head off again so I can get on that better. I think it's just on a ball, so you can rotate that, bring it forward to the back, and does also tilt side to side. Then we have the hinges on the Saiyan armor, and I just gotta say, this is garbage. I don't know. We had with Jace from Space Australia, we had these different parts where they were molded so they could fit when he moves the arms around. But you do have a butterfly joint. I just kind of got off on a tangent, but you do have the butterfly joint. Goes forward beautifully, and you can rotate it on the ball in there. But you also do have the hinge on the shoulder itself, so you can bring that up and down. Do have a bicep swivel, bring that all the way around. And a simple okay and off, well, that makes it easier. And a simple ball hinge in the elbow, which you can rotate around, so you can bring that up and down. Very simple, but again, I think it works for like a smaller character like Krillin. Then we have another ball hinge in the fist, can bring that back and forth. Fairly limited, you don't have that much range, but it looks fairly clean, so I'm not hating on it too much as we deconstruct this figure apparently. So we do have the chest area, which doesn't do much, has a little bit of wiggle motion, does tilt side to side, a lot more than I expected it, and you can also rotate it. It probably leaves some scratches because it's really tight to the rest, like the torso area. Then for the hips, you can bring that a little bit around. I mean, it's mostly swivel. Does have some forward. There we go. Now I have the right grip on it. Back and forth thrusting. And then the leg moves forward. And yeah, already like clashing again with the hinges over here. Like, why didn't we have like one where it's like connected via a peg and a hinge? You could like a peg and a hinge, so at least you could rotate it out maybe a little bit, but you don't have that. But again, back to the leg, moves forward, moves out to the side, and moves to the back. You can also rotate it on the thigh. You do have double hinged knees, which looks awful. Also, I feel like has a little bit of a different color than the leg. Or is that just me? It's brighter. Huh. Okay, cool. And the foot is on a ball hinge, but with this design it doesn't really work that much. Now I prefer a ball hinge like Figma does, but I don't know, maybe the dumbbell would have worked better with this one. You barely get anything, but there you go. You do have also pivot, and I guess you can rotate it to the side, but there you go. And you have a toe hinge, which has this big thing kind of sticking out over here. Not great. So, for your accessories, first and foremost, you do have the 1-star Namekian Dragon Ball. Nice and metallic looking. Overall, don't mind these. Then we have 2 screaming faces. One like with a bigger mouth, and the other one with also has like some sweat on there. And just this one. Just one of the 2 where he gets killed. Spoilers, by the way. Then we have this kind of frowning face and the angry face. He's like always frowning and yelling and dying, I guess. Well, sounds like Krillin, doesn't it? Then we have these kind of open grabbing hands, somewhat grabbing hands. Then we have these actual just open, mostly blast hands. And then these kind of chop hands. And finally these, once again, grabbing hands. Still like grabbing and like more intensive grabbing and less intensive grabbing. And then we have different armor pieces where he gets killed by Freezer. Once again, spoilers. One for the front and one for the back. We don't have any blood or like a hole in it because Dragon Ball isn't as violent as it was anymore, pussies. And then we have a different chest plate, which I'm honestly failing to see the point of it. Because like, let's see, I did put it on beforehand. And what it does, it's just like, it doesn't really line up. I guess it does, I guess it gives like a little bit more room to moving the arm forward. Which, that's what I did not need, honestly, I don't know. It was fine before, and the main issue that sticks out like a sore thumb over here are these shoulder pads, right? Wouldn't it have been cool to have a different shoulder pad? Yes, that would have been nice. So once again, for comparison, here's the other one. Yeah, that doesn't really accomplish anything. I don't know what that's for. But yeah, different armor parts, but the wrong ones. Final thoughts, and I don't like this figure, and let me tell you why. First and foremost, the thing I didn't really talk about as much is this is premium bandai, aka harder to get, there's less produced, and they are way higher in price than your regular releases. And does this look premium to you? From the limited articulation to the stupid glossy hats, and just overall disappointing. Also, like, looking back at the hats, I'm wondering, he doesn't even have a shocked face. Why does he have 2 yelling faces where he gets killed? Where's the shocked face when Frieza just kind of stands on the mountain when they thought they killed him and he just goes like, Where is that? And it's just, yeah, overall, I feel like at the price point it's not worth it. If this was like a $20, $30, maybe $40 figure, I would be like, well, it's decent, I guess. But at the price point, it's not decent. It's just kind of very underwhelming. It will look good on the shelf because at least I didn't F up the paint. So it does look clean in that regard, but god damn it, is this a disappointing release. So I will not recommend this one because it's just not worth your money, honestly. that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Krillin wants.